I was thinking the other day, as Samantha and I were having some discussions, I was thinking back to the process of trying to rediscover or kind of tap into again Samantha's heart and produce in her a vulnerability and a willingness to open up with me. And so I'd like to do a two-part series for you that basically is about rediscovering your partner's heart after infidelity. It is touchy, and as you've probably learned, every video blog I do can be touchy and can be a bit controversial because we're talking about some things that are very heavy. Here's what I've learned over the past 14, 15 years about rediscovering Samantha's heart. It's not easy. It's a challenge. Some people may even just hear the title of this video blog and go, oh, no, not ready for that. That's okay. One day you will be, hopefully. And if I can give you some assistance, if I can give you some pointers, if I can just share with you what worked and what didn't work, then it's an honor to be able to help you. So today I'd like to discuss some pointers and some help and some perspective for the unfaithful who's trying to rediscover their betrayed partner's heart. First off, you have to understand the betrayed spouse is incredibly vulnerable. One of the last things that they want to do is actually be vulnerable again after they have discovered infidelity for days, weeks, months, or years, or in some cases, unfortunately, decades. So if you're an unfaithful, you have to understand that this is probably going to be one of your biggest challenges besides trying to restore trust in the relationship. While it may be tough, it's more than possible. But I think first off, you have to understand they're going to be very reticent to share anything with you out of fear that you're going to use it against them, you're going to take advantage of them, you're going to use their vulnerability simply to be physically intimate again and rush them into healing or rush them into doing something that they're going to regret later or that they're going to be mad at themselves about later or even mad at you about later. One of the most important principles I think you have to learn is it's going to come a little bit at a time, meaning the betrayed is going to open up a little bit at a time with you, but then there will be these periodic moments where they may actually come wide open with their heart, with their emotions, with their feelings, with everything that they are feeling, and then possibly close right back up again. And you, as an unfaithful, have got to find an equilibrium that is tolerant and patient and long-suffering, because if you get frustrated with that, if you show signs of frustration, if you try and pry them open, it's only going to backfire because the betrayed feels disrespected, dishonored, even more than they've already felt dishonored. They then think that you are not really getting it and that you are just trying to rush them, or that you're trying to hurry them up. And if they feel hurried in their recovery, it's going to absolutely complicate every single thing in the recovery process. I think any professional, any expert on infidelity will tell you that the unfaithful has to develop very thick skin if you're going to help usher the process to where it needs to be at a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, because the betrayed is going to say some pretty aggressive things. The betrayed is going to say some things that are really hurtful, maybe even just cut at the core of who you are as a woman or a man, and that's normal. You are going to have to be able to find a way to have thick skin, whether it means go through healing yourself, whether it means having a perspective to understand just how vulnerable they are and just how hurt and angry they are. But one way or another, you're going to need thick skin because the road is going to have some wonderful moments and some excruciating moments. And if you are constantly, like I was, reactive, you're going to find it incredibly tough to find any significant momentum. There was a moment Samantha and I had. It was at In-N-Out Burger, and we were by ourselves. She wanted to talk. When I heard she wanted to talk, as an unfaithful, we go, oh God, what's coming? My stomach was upset. I didn't feel like eating. I just was bracing myself for incredibly bad news. And so she started to share some hurt, some pain, some vulnerabilities, and she had to address some things that I had done. And I was so intent on being willing to do whatever it took to stay in the house that I just wanted to listen. And as she started to talk with me, I just heard her out, and Rick and my mentor had coached me on some things to say to affirm her and make her feel safe. And as I did that, we were talking, it was obvious that the intensity within her was dropping significantly. So then the next day, so let me go back and say we had a great talk. It was very painful but good. We went out and had a drink or two after and just kind of enjoyed, being friends and talking. And then the next day she said to me, I thought that you appeared very strong last night. You appeared very safe last night. And I said, well, really, why? What do you mean? And she said, you didn't get defensive. You didn't get reactive. You just listened to me. You didn't even try and fix me. You just listened to me. That made me feel safe. That made me feel vulnerable. It made me want to be physically intimate with you, even though we are taking a season of not doing that. And it really struck me that if I'm going to win her heart back, I've got to be a safe place for her when she's angry, when she's vulnerable, and everywhere else in between.